country. We will now have the main oration from Surrey Vice Chair Brian Kenna.
Accordia, or the camaraderie. We welcome you today to this beautiful city of Free Derry. This is a place that has given us many of the great heroes and martyrs of our movement, and of course it has experienced more than its share of suffering at the hands of the British state and their state-sponsored militias. Derry has always stood out for its dedication to United Ireland, having a proud tradition of resistance, rebellion and revolution, all the way back to the days of the Wood Cairn. It is therefore a fitting place to commemorate the brave men and women of Easter 1916, to remember their sacrifices and recognise their contribution to the cause of Irish freedom. James Connolly once said that Ireland without our people is nothing, and the people I see here today are the very best of the Republican movement, comrades who have remained true to the 32 county Socialist Republic despite the best efforts of the Crown of the Free State and even imposters within our own community. We are joined today by comrades from Tyrone and Belfast, Newry and Dublin, from across Munster and further afield. Fáilte go Derry, Fáilte go Ravelode níos Crignithe. Welcome to Derry, and welcome to the unfinished revolution. I want to take the opportunity to send our best wishes to the Republican prisoners held in the dungeons of British and Free State. We honour you today, heirs to the Republic tradition of Wolfe Tone, the Fenians, and of course the volunteers of 1916. We also send our best wishes to our revolutionary brothers and sisters in arms across the world who continue to fight against injustice and oppression. Especially our friends in Palestine. Another year of Israel's slaughter has passed. Many more thousands of innocent Palestinian children have died. In time, history will judge Israel for their ethnic cleansing and most of the Western world for their moral cowardice in not helping to end the televised genocide. Now a word about history and commemoration. History is a battleground, and many organisations and parties will commemorate the 1916 Rising, some with more legitimacy than others. Shortly before the Easter Rising, Pádraig Pearse criticised the British and our Irish political lapdogs, famously saying at the graveside of O'Donovan Rossa, "The fools, the fools, the fools, they have left us our Fenian dead." Well, when we think commemoration without action in the current struggle, that's the mark of a fool. Turning into an active performance with very little meaning. Holding parades while avoiding or actively undermining those who would fight against partition is a normalisation tactic straight from the pages of Thatcher. There is no use in quoting the words of Pearse and Connolly if all you want to do is to use them as selling points for a t-shirt. Words without action are an act of pacification, a counter-revolutionary act that is an alien concept to Irish republicanism. Irish republicanism is built on resistance, not token flag waving. We are the direct inheritors of the Oghli of 1916, the Fenians of the 1860s, the Young Islanders of the 1840s, and the United Irishmen of the 1790s. And as we trace our lineage directly from those great organisations and movements, we realise that they were fighting the same fight, facing the same enemy and struggling towards the same goal of a united Ireland, free from British interference, that we in Saoradh are striving towards today. MI5 and their paid minions in the Dublin and Belfast governments have been working hard to undermine our cause in the press and by targeted harassment of our supporters on the streets. As Pierce said, they think they have purchased half of us and intimidated the other half. To our enemies we simply say that state repression can never kill an idea. We are still here, and as long as there is one Irish man or woman willing to dedicate themselves to Irish freedom, they will not and cannot defeat us. In the years leading up to 1916, the so-called nationalist press and politicians in this city and across the rest of Ireland joined with our orange opponents towards thousands of Irishmen to sign up to die in the trenches of France for Britain. While those poor young men who were deceived into fighting were being killed in their thousands in a foreign land, a small body of volunteers continued to work towards the goal of a free and united Ireland. This group of young men and women who defied an empire gave their time, their freedom, and sometimes their lives so that Ireland would know liberty. Their spirit and their actions are a reminder that a small group of dedicated activists can achieve, and their example continues to inspire us to this day. So we finish today by asking our comrades here to remember the heroes of 1916, to remember the spark of freedom that was lit that day on Easter Monday 1916, a spark that grew into a flame that can never be extinguished. We ask you to continue showing the same resolve you have by coming here today, by supporting our work in ridding Ireland of the unfair and artificial partition of our land. We have an unfinished revolution that needs to be taken to its natural and only conclusion, a free and united Ireland. Good morning.